Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, people. Come on in. How you doing? I'm Uncle BS. You don't know what Uncle BS mean? That's Uncle Big Country, baby. How you doing? How you doing? Alright. First off, let's get something straight. Let's go and get something straight. Y'all trying to say I'm over here being all Hollywood. Nobody being Hollywood, man. What are you talking about? Damn. All I'm trying to do is put out some good trucking information for the community. Jason, what's going on? And I'm the rookie, you know? So they brought me on in. What can I say? I don't know what to tell you. That's just what it is, people. Ain't nobody Hollywood. Show ain't even out yet. How am I Hollywood? What's going on, Kellogg? What's happening? You know, trucker named Jay. Listen, to be Hollywood, first of all, my earrings don't twinkle like his 25-cent earrings. You know what I'm saying? Mine don't twinkle like that. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't even have a hairline. Look at that. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? So, a trucker named Jay is Hollywood. He famous. That's all I'm saying. Is Trans Am a good company? I don't know. Never worked for Trans Am. You should have asked trucker named Jay. Trucker named Jay left. He had his reasons, but would he go back? Who knows? Robert, bike life, baby. What's happening? Driver, what's going on? Come on in. Come on in. The redhead, man. Don't get on here talking no shit. You hear me? Redhead, don't get on here talking no shit. So I had a few things to discuss. One of the things, one of the things I want to discuss is something that everybody should already know, but for the people that don't, Michael, what's up? My muffin missus up in here. What's up, baby? TRB, what's going on? Don, I saw you taking shots. Saw you taking shot, Crystalline. What's up, baby? How you doing? All right, so a few things. All right, one. A lot of people need to know and understand an 8-2 split. All right? So basically, I'm going to tell you how I get down. All right? Oh, we got the tax lady up in here. What's going on, tax lady? How you doing? I don't understand. Listen, I want you as my tax person, but you're too pretty. All right? I'm going to need you to dumb down it. I'm going to need you to dumb the pretty down a little bit. I need you to be average. All right? Then I'll give you my money to do what you need to do with it. But until then, I'm sorry. I can't do it. You're too attractive. I'm saying bring it down. Bring it down. All right? Then once you kind of look like a butterhead, then I'll give a butterhead all my money. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't technically do nothing but sit in I'll just playing. All right, so here's some things that I do, and I want to know how. Hey, Red, dude, I swear. Listen, Red, you think it was rough getting hit from the back by an 18-wheeler? Tell you something. When old TRB come down and I run into you, I'm gonna run into you. Matter of fact, Red is the only person I know that's technically been ran down on. Hey, we be like, hey, I'm gonna run down on you. Red got ran down on. Oh, damn. But I hope everything is all right. I hope Haley is doing good and everything. When I go to a shipper or receiver, all right, and this is for people that's with companies, Qualcomms, and different things like that, and I got this phone call today from somebody who I try to help with her logs, but I know I'll just be confusing the hell out of her. When you pull up to a shipper receiver, what you want to do, and this is what I do. Is it a good thing? I don't know. All right, I pull up, I send my arrived at shipper, okay? When I send my arrived at shipper, I go off duty. Why do I go off duty? Your 11 hours is where you get paid, all right? The rest of it, it doesn't matter. The rest of it is DOT, you know, because you got to do your pre-trip or your post-trip. You got to do your 30-minute break and different things like that. You're going to get paid for that. You get paid for that 11 hours. So if I go to a shipper or receiver, I will send my macros and go immediately off duty. Now, what I do is if I'm off duty, and sometimes, especially if you're doing reefer, you're going to be sitting for 3, 4, 5 hours. All right, the one thing about Qualcomm is you can go in and edit your logs, meaning you can edit your off duty and your sleeper berth. If you're off duty for, let's say, 5 hours, all right, and then you finally get unloaded, what you want to do before you move that truck or while you're getting unloaded, call your dispatchers, especially if it's before 5 o'clock or whatever time they get off. Call your dispatcher, get your next load, all right? Let them know, hey, I'm getting unloaded right now. Can you send me my next load? By you doing that, you're still on off duty or sleeper. You get what I'm saying? And next thing you know, bing, you're getting your messages for your next load. If you're once you get your message for your next load, you take a look at the time you need to pick that load up and how long it takes to get there. What you can do then is that's when you need to understand 8-2 split, meaning if you're at a shipper or a receiver for 5 hours or more and you're off duty, you can change that off duty to sleeper berth. Then sit for 3 hours. Find somewhere to sit for 3 hours, preferably close by, because you don't want to move too fast to start your Qualcomm. Just trying to give you a little tip to get around and how to get your hours back. So if it took you X amount of hours to get there, if you do an 8-2 split, it took you 4 hours to get there, you sit for 8 hours, you change that off duty to sleeper berth, and then you stay in that sleeper berth for 8 hours and 1 minute, you will get the other, what, 6, 10, 11, you'll get 7 hours back to drive to your next location where you can pick up your load or figure out a way where you can sit there for 10 hours. It's all about how you work the Qualcomm. So this is what I would suggest to anybody in here that's a company driver or that has an actual Qualcomm in their truck. Do your pre-trip like you're driving, like you get up, you wake up, you get out. You do your pre-trip, whatever. I want you to roll, meaning I want you to put it in low gear, second gear, whatever. I want you to move a little bit, and then I want you to try to pay attention to your Qualcomm and see how fast you can go before it actually goes to driving. If you know how fast you can go before it goes to driving, then you know how fast you can move without it actually counting as driving, because you technically, I don't think you can edit the drive line. So basically what you're going to do is once you get to your shipper, arrive at shipper, go off duty, move under the speed limit to where your Qualcomm doesn't pick up. Most yards is 5 to 15 miles an hour. Most Qualcomms pick up at about 15, I'm gonna say about 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's when your Qualcomms pick up. So that means if you move around that yard at about 5 miles an hour, okay, so the redhead said his is 25. Mine's, when I was with Swift, is about 12 miles an hour, 12 to 15 miles an hour, then it would pick up. So what would I do? I would cruise around that yard and bump that dock at 8 miles or under. So that means all this time that I arrived at shipper, that I'm waiting to check in, that I'm waiting to get a door, that I'm walking over there to give them my paperwork, while I'm getting on the shipper's property, while I'm positioning myself and backing up to bump the dock, I'm in off duty all that time. And then they can tell me, hey, it might take us, a long time to unload you. That's perfectly fine, because right now what I'm working on is an 8-2 split or a full 10 reset. All right. So yeah, and it depends on the length of time. So all this stuff that I'm saying is you can test it while you're leaving the truck stop. Just roll, glance at it if you don't have front facing cameras, because I'm telling you to take your eyes off the road, but I'm not telling you to take your eyes off the road. Be safe, people. All right. Same thing for your receiver. When you arrive at your receiver, it might take a little time for you to get unloaded. You go to a Costco or some of these big distribution centers, especially if you're running reefer, you might not be able to get unloaded for like 6 hours. And to me, if you're waiting any longer than like 5 hours, then you might as well just find a way to get you in. A lot of places have places where you can park around, you can scope out parking before you actually go in to the actual receiver, or they let you park on property and let them know, hey, is there anywhere I can park? I need to sit for 3 hours. And they were like, oh yeah, because you're not sitting for 10 or 34. They were like, yeah, park over here by this yard, or actually you can probably go park over where you will pick your empty trailer up. All right. So and if it takes longer than 5 hours for you to get unloaded, move that 5 hours to sleeper berth, and call your dispatcher. And what you're doing, and your dispatcher know what you're doing. So if you call your dispatcher and you're off duty or sleeper berth, and let them know, hey, what's my next load? Where do I go pick it up? They might ask you how many hours you got. Okay, well, I got X amount of hours, but I'm doing an 8-2 split, so I should get 7 hours back to drive. And that way you can do that. To explain an 8-2 split is pretty simple. If you stay in the sleeper berth for 8 hours, whatever hours that you didn't use to get to the location that you need to get to, you get back. So if it took me 6 hours to get to a location, I went to sleeper berth for 8 hours, meaning I was getting unloaded, paying the lumper fees or whatever, then when I'm after the 8 hours and 1 minute, you get the I don't know how many hours I said, 5 hours, you get what's that, 5, 10, you get your 6 hours back. to drive to your next location, and then once you drive to your next location, you can shut down for 2. And I think if you shut down for 2, because usually I don't do it after that. After that, I'm usually shutting down for 10. But then you shut down, you go in a sleeper berth for 2 more hours, you'll get more hours back, and then you can continue running. And that's how some people end up getting, you know, 700-800 miles in a day, because they're, or not 700-800 miles. Oh, CRST, what are you doing? Straight line parking all over here. Yeah, so that's an example. So you'll basically end up getting your hours back to go drive to your next location. If you, depending on where your next location at, you can just use that 8-2 split, drive to your next location, shut down for 2, get more hours back, and then you're good to go. If you want me to explain recaps, basically the hours that you drove this day, you will get back this day next week. So if I drove 8 hours on Tuesday of next week, I get 8 hours back after Monday midnight. So it go Monday, hit midnight, go into Tuesday, you get the 8 hours back. Recapping is cool. The only thing I don't like about recapping is you have to wait till midnight or 0001 in order to get those hours back. You know, the 8 can be either sleeper or off duty, but the 2 must be in sleeper. You could be absolutely right about that. For me, I just feel comfortable putting it in sleeper. Because even though you're in sleeper, you're technically not in sleeper. And if you know how to move that truck without starting that Qualcomm on the drive line, you're good to go. Also, you can edit the drive line on your Qualcomm for the first 15 minutes. So what happens is the Qualcomm will actually drop down from off duty to drive. All right? When it drops down from off duty to drive, you can stop, hit your Qualcomm, put that shit back to off duty. I've done it. It worked for me. Clarice, I don't know why you're twiddling your thumbs. I don't know. Did you ask me a question or something? I don't know. All right, another question that I had for you guys. I hope anybody got any questions about hours of service or how I operated them. You know, you're gonna sleep and wake up as shippers and receivers anyway, so you might as well understand and utilize that 8-2 split and go off duty as much as possible. And you can change the off duty to sleeper berth. That's one that you can definitely change. Now, the other question that I had. When it comes to the driving thing, right? Waiting on recaps, I just explained recaps. Did you not pay attention? Clarice, thumb twiddler? You thumb twiddler? No, but sit on them, don't twiddle them. But no, yeah, just recaps is basically, like I said, if you drove 8 hours on Tuesday of next week, you will get those 8 hours back. Now, the rule of thumb is kind of like if you drive 8 hours or 8 hours and 8.5 hours a day, you can recap all day. You can recap all day. But sometimes I feel like driving 10. Sometimes I feel like driving 3. Sometimes I feel like driving 11. So, you know, that's kind of the way that works. All right. So here's the next thing that I had is you heard me, Clarice? Huh? Now, the comments are delayed. I'm pretty sure y'all know that by now. The comments are delayed for about 20 or 30 seconds. So my company doesn't let us do 8-2 split, 10 hours only. My company technically don't let us do 8-2 split, but they don't complain when I get that load there early or on time. And there's no such thing as technically on time. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. You know, especially if it's a drop and hook, you want to kind of get it there as quick and safe as possible. Not everybody has the ability to explain these things in a way that's clear. Only when the right brother explains it to you, it becomes easy. It becomes easy until I turn the camera off and you try to think of what I said. And you be like, wait, what the fuck did he just say? What is the next step? What is the next step? What I mean by that, you come out here, you get your Class A. That's one step. You jump on with a company, you do your research. If you went to a school, you do your research. If you sign on with a company, but you go with your company for X amount of time. What is the next step? That's what I want to ask people. Y'all know my next step was to go lease. The reason why I didn't go to Prime or anything like that is because I wanted to choose my own load. So I want at least a false sense of security that I am in control of my finances and not a dispatcher. So that's the reason why I went interstate. You know, when I jump out, I'm going interstate or Snyder. When I jump back lease, because I want to be able to control my loads and I want to control where I go. What is the next step for you? You know, You hear my videos talk about lease and everything, and then you hear people like, oh, lease is crap, don't go lease, but they don't give you an option of where to go after you spent that time at the company. What do you do? What is the next move? I'm looking for y'all to give me some ideas of what would the next move be. If you one of them people that lease sucks, lease this, lease that, I would never do a lease. Why you want to pay the company's truck note, which is the dumbest shit I ever heard. If you ever in your life and you're a driver and you said that I'm paying the company's truck note, you telling me that 34 to 45 cents that you paying, you're not paying the company truck note either? Come on, man. The only difference is I see it. That's the only difference. You are paying the company truck note as well. If you're driving a truck for a company, you're paying that. I'm paying this company's truck note right now, and I'm CPM. But I want to know what's the next move. To me, the next move would go lease. I would say lease purchase, do like a walk away or something, so you can get an understanding of what it is that you're doing, and then you want to elevate. And then after you elevate, you want to either buy a truck or go in a different direction. But I want to know what is getting better and better at what I do, become a freight broker. Bang. That's one direction you can do. Now, to become a freight broker, you need like racks on racks to become a freight broker, right? I don't know, but I think there's like some type of bond that you have to get. If Mendoza was in here, she can tell us. There's some type of bond that you can get, that you have to get. That's like 10,000 or something like that. They break the payments up for you. But if you're trying to do freight brokerage, lease will be the way to go in my mind, because you'll be able to make the money to pay that lump sum to become a freight broker and write it off on your taxes, and while building business credit. You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking for somebody to come here and tell me, let's see, I think IS is the next step, natural progression. I'm assuming that's IS or LS, lease, and get your feet wet and ready for the responsibility of business ownership. That's what I'm thinking. But how many times have I done a video about lease and the people will be in the comments like, don't go lease, buy your own truck? Why would you stick it out at a company and save for 10 years to buy a used truck when you can just go get a quality truck or a Lone Mountain truck, run that, make the money, and get it going while building yourself your credit, learning the business? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I found it more beneficial. Besides, I'm not out here to sit. I'm rather run. Yeah, guys. Now, don't get me wrong. This is my plan. My plan is to go company for a year and a day, which I did with Swift. Jump lease, which I did with Interstate because of YouTube. We had to part ways. I got fired, or however you want to say it. But I'm going back lease next year. So, but some people plan could be to go OTR for X amount of time to get enough experience to go local, like to do a FedEx or UPS or goddamn Coca-Cola, Frito-Lay or something like that. Lease will teach you a lot. Yeah, lease will teach you how to you will be a business owner if you go lease. Most companies will want you to start a business, and that's where you go holler at the tax lady about LLCs and incorporating and taxes and all that stuff. Now the responsibility it's a lot of responsibility. And if the responsibility scare you, that is absolutely okay. That just means that you're not mentally ready to take on that task. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I felt like I was ready to start a business, to become a business owner, which I did. I mean, I technically still have my business. You sound like Andrew Jackson. I sound like chasing Andrew Jackson. Man, hey, young buck make lots of sense. Not everybody has the credit or finances to purchase a truck. Lease doesn't rely on credits or down payment. Absolutely. Lease will teach you a lot. Yeah, but everybody can progress in trucking in different ways. You might have the money and the stability is what I'm looking for. You might have the money and the stability to be able to go do freight brokerage, which that's what I'm going to do. Like per my plan is to eventually get out the truck and do freight brokerage, where I can You know, me and Muffin Miss can be on the beach in Cabo with our toes in the sand, and I could be yelling at my kids, look over to the laptop, boop, 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 dispatch a load to whomever want it, and I get 10, 15, 20% of that. You know, I'm going to go lease and then get my own authority. Right. See, to me, starting off as a company is elementary. All right. You're learning the do's and don'ts. You're learning how to write. You're learning you're learning how to talk the lingo. You know what I'm saying? You're learning how to carry yourself and maneuver. When you go lease, that's middle school. That's middle school, high school, because then you learn how to start a business, and you might not even do it right. You might fail. You might not graduate. You know what I'm saying? And then once you get that lease going, then you go to high school, is where you're learning all your tax and how to hold your money instead of give it away in taxes, how to invest your money and maneuver your money in order for it to make money for you instead of giving it to Uncle Sam. Hey, I made $100,000. Uncle Sam like, well, give me X amount of percentage of that. But you be like, I made $100,000, but I had $80,000 in expenses, and guess what? You've only made $20,000, and you are a low income individual right now, even though you technically learned how to do the taxes. That's high school. All right. Then once you get in high school, you start to understand your taxes, then you graduate to college. And when you graduate to college, guess what? That's when you have your own authority. You run your own loads. You're doing your own thing. You're not under anybody DOT or anybody insurance but your own. You know, that's how I feel about it. If you win the lottery, would you buy a truck or quit trucking? I would definitely quit trucking if I won the lottery. If I won the lottery, I'm going to gain about another 500 pounds. And just be happy. And just be happy while people are disgusted because they can hear me breathe. But I'm filthy, stinking rich, eating the fanciest of whatever. I'm eating the leftover eggs of, you know, a variety of fish. You know what I'm saying? I'm a business owner at heart and was self-employed for 11 years, which is why I'm about to lease or own a ROM. Yeah, there you go. Most people can use a lease as a stepping stone to truck ownership. Absolutely. Prime is a good example. How you can, in 4 years, I mean, it's happened. You've seen the titles. Like, how many companies can you say, oh, on YouTube, I've seen the title? Woody, title. Shit, it was somebody else I was watching from Prime who was talking about, I forget what his name was, but title, you know? So 4 years, you can own a $160,000 truck. Now, what's even dope about that is if you discipline yourself, the same money you was paying for that truck, you can put that in the bank and go buy you some land. Me and the guy that I was filming with, he said there's 81 acres of land in Little Rock, Arkansas for sale right now. And guess how much it costs? $238,000. 81 freaking acres. Where you can use that land and lease it out to a farming company and get a check every month or one big check every year. All I'm saying is, there. Oh, and also wait, how much time I got? Okay, I got a few minutes. Okay, is sleeper berth illegal to go in sleeper berth? That's what I do. It's not illegal to go in sleeper berth as long as you don't get caught. Now, if you're in sleeper berth and you're maneuvering through a shipper and you hit something, you need to immediately find a way to edit that shit. Because if you're in sleeper berth, you're going to get a log violation out this world, and you're going to be held accountable because you falsified your log. So be careful with that. If you're in sleeper berth and you're moving the truck, when I say be careful, I cannot stress enough. You need to be careful because that's a big violation. Now, this is an OG, triple OG right here. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. True Manny Eyes. And Chris, no sleeper is allowed when at the shipper receiver. Yeah, definitely. Right. But off duty is allowed too. What's up, TRB? Timothy, what's going on? Off duty is not allowed because you're not relieved of your duties when you're at the customer. No, off duty is allowed because you're technically not working. When you send that 15 minutes to arrive that shipper and you bump that dock, you're technically not working. You're off duty. You know, you're on duty if you're unloading, but that's how the company's going to look at it. That's how I looked at it anyway. Like I do. That's right, baby. My sis owns a house in Arkansas for $400 a month. But all I'm saying is, there's, you can own land. I suggest, all 39 people that's in here, I'm going to need you to go share this video, please. Go share this video. YTTA Strong, TRB Strong, Uncle BS, that's my new nickname. Yes, it is. Can you give us some advice about swift division to choose between drive-in and reefer? With reefer, I want to say, because I did a little bit of both, but I want to say you're going to get more miles with reefer because everybody needs to eat. But at the sacrifice that you're making is you're going to have long wait times when it comes to delivering that load. You know what I'm saying? So, but both of them, I mean, they both are all right to me. If I won the lottery, I'd buy land in the Northeast and turn it into a paid parking lot. Hey, there is no truck stops up that way, so you know you can't lose with that if you can deal with the piss and trash and all that shit. I disagree. Off duty is only when you're okay. Well, if you disagree, then try going sleeper. Go sleeper. Either way, all I'm trying to get you to do is not be on duty or driving when you're after you check in. That's all I'm trying to do. So it doesn't matter if you go sleeper or off duty. Do not be on that drive line. Do not be on that on duty line while you're getting unloaded. Now, always call your you can always call your company and see what they say. But then again, a lot of times you're gonna get people that don't drive trucks. So, can you have a few beers after your day is over and sleeping? You're sleeping? No. I take that back. There's a rule out there about that, but I don't know what it is. But I don't do it. That's not for me. I'm not a big drinker anyway, so yeah, that's not my thing. Also, people, you gotta be you have to understand these companies don't offer pensions. All right, these companies don't offer pensions. So since they don't offer pensions, while you're out here sacrificing the time away from your loved ones and your family and all that stuff, you need to find a way in order to make your money work for you. You know what I'm saying? You got to find a way to make your money work for you. You know how I do. We about to roll. Let me see. I don't have my stand. I left my stand at home, so I'm working with the backup joint. But we about to roll. The sleeper, I pull in, I go straight to the sleeper. There you go. I mean, to each his own. To each his own. But at the end of the day, do not go on there. Now, a lot of these companies don't offer pension. So since they don't offer pension, you need to, and that's a plan that I didn't think of. It crossed my mind a couple days ago, and I just didn't think of it. They don't offer pension. Scooby-Doo say in the wintertime, no alcohol 14 hours before. Yeah, I can't read that, Brent, because I'm driving. If you go point to, yeah, just don't do it, man. I mean, on your 34, yeah. If you know you're going to be sitting somewhere for, extended periods of time, then yeah. But just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I know some people that do. And as long as you can handle your business, you all right. But we about to get to the money, people. And you see what I'm doing right now? I just made 38 cents. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see. I need to go east. And I think right here, I just made another 38 cents. Let me put y'all up right there. But look, people, it's TRB. You know how I do. You know how I get down. I wanted to come here. I had a little substance today. I'm about to make a couple YouTube videos. And, oh shit, my bad, driver. I'm about to make a couple YouTube videos. So a new YouTube video about to be uploaded here in just a minute. And it's weird when you think about it, when you're getting on this freeway, you about to get to the money. That's how you should feel when you getting on the freeway. When you're getting on the freeway, son, you need to be like, here it come. I'm about to get to the money. For new drivers, I would recommend waiting until springtime to start driving. No. And why I say no is because get in as quick as possible. Get your CDLs. Because you're going to be company. And you don't have to worry about a lot of freight fluctuating as a company driver, especially if you go with one of these big companies like a Swift or a Prime or something like that. Now, if you're leasing, then leasing might not be a good choice to do when you are in the beginning of the year, because you know that's when everybody's trying to do their little healthy kick and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I just made another 38 cents, people. I started driving in the wintertime. I'm still alive. Yeah. You need that wintertime experience. It's good to have somebody on that truck with you in wintertime sometimes, because it'll help you get to the money. Anyway, it's TRB. I'm out of here, people. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Y'all the business. If you haven't subscribed to my Facebook, thank everybody for sharing. Up next, Lowshine Park, On Point Concept. It's TRB. And anybody that say I'm going Hollywood can kiss my ass. But I will say, if Hollywood come calling, I'm ready and willing. I'm ready and willing. I'll holler at you. Peace.